Right now for reaction, U.S. Army veteran Lieutenant Colonel James Carafano. Colonel, it's good to see you. What's your reaction to what happened? What does this mean for U.S. forces in Iran? How optimistic are you about finding this crew member? He looks like he's missing behind enemy lines.
Yeah, well, actually, this is actually a story of how well prepared the U.S. is for this operation. They've pre-staged search and rescue. They have eyes in the field for exactly a situation like this. And it just shows really how professional we are. So if this individual is out there, there's a good, very, very, very good chance if he isn't, that he will soon be back and rescued by the U.S.
Okay, so it's, the media and Democrats have been pushing back on this all day long against Trump, that this is an example for why Trump should not have done the war with Iran. What do you say?
Look, Trump has already won. I'm a military historian. You can write any history you want, but it doesn't change the reality. The U.S. strategic interests were the nuclear program, the ballistic missile program, and the surrogates. All of those have been utterly decimated and won't recover for a decade. So we've already won. And if you actually look at the military operations that are currently going on now, it's very clear that, deal or no deal, that Trump is setting the table for future operations so that this regime is weak and not a problem in the future. The countries in the Middle East are going to band together, and they're going to provide a coalition of security against these guys. People are going to re-embrace fossil fuels, recognizing how important that is, recognizing how important redundant supply chains are. So we're going to come out of this. The free world's going to come out of this in a much, much stronger shape. So you can say anything you want, but the reality is Trump won.
Okay, let's get your reaction to former President Barack Obama. Way back in 2008, warning about Iran. He sounds like he would agree with President Trump today. Watch.
I believe that the Republican Guard of Iran is a terrorist organization. I've consistently said so. And what we've seen over the last several years is Iran's influence grow. They have funded Hezbollah. They have funded Hamas. They have gone from 0 centrifuges to 4,000 centrifuges to develop a nuclear weapon. So obviously our policy over the last 8 years has not worked. Now, Senator McCain is absolutely right. We cannot tolerate a nuclear Iran. It would be a game changer. Not only would it threaten Israel, a country that is our stalwart ally, but it would also create an environment in which you could set up an arms race in the Middle East.
So doesn't this mean that Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi should all stand up, cross the aisle, and agree with President Trump and Republicans that the Iranian terror regime who says death to America, death to Israel, simply cannot get a nuclear bomb?
Well, of course they should, particularly because they had their shot. They had their systemic program, the JPCOA, the Joint Iran Deal, to fix the problem with Iran, and it absolutely fabulously failed. As a matter of fact, under Biden, the Iranians made more progress than ever as to getting ready to roll out a nuclear weapon. So they can't sit there and say that, this is not a problem. Of course it is. And they can't sit there and say that Trump shouldn't do this. He should do something else, because they tried that and it failed.
Yeah. So here we go. Now this. We got news coming in. NATO's chief, Mark Rutte. He's going to meet with the president next week at the White House in D.C. Let's also get your reaction to NATO Chief Rutte saying recently he supports President Trump and Europe must be a better ally to the U.S. because Europe cannot protect its freedom on its own without the power of the United States of America. Watch this.
So when President Trump is doing good stuff, I will praise him. And I don't mind him publishing text messages. And if anyone thinks here, again, that the European Union or Europe as a whole can defend itself without the US, keep on dreaming. You can't. We can't. We need each other. But for Europe, if you really want to go it alone, and those of you who are planning for that, forget that you can ever get there with 5%. It will be 10%. You have to build up your own nuclear capability. That costs billions and billions of euros. You will lose then, in that scenario, you would lose the ultimate guarantor of our freedom, which is the US nuclear umbrella. So, hey, good luck.
Good luck. Okay, given that, what you just heard, what do you expect from NATO Chief Rutte with his meeting next week with the president at the White House? Because the president has been lashing out at Europe and calling NATO a, quote, paper tiger for not helping more in the war with Iran. What do you expect?
Well stated. A lot of people don't realize the great value of NATO in the last 30 years is Europe as a platform for us to project power. More than 50% of the missions that we do every day are for Europe from Europe to do to other theaters. So that's why it's really important. And that's why this things like not giving is such a big deal. But these are outliers like the UK and Spain. Other countries have been great. Greece has given us unlimited access. Romania has given us unlimited access and actually made up for a lot of what other people have done. Croatia just hosted our aircraft carrier, which is now heading back into the fight. So I don't think it's a fair criticism to say NATO has failed. Parts of NATO have failed. But, you know, we've had yahoos in NATO before. And Rutter's right. Call them out. They're yahoos and they need to step up because this alliance is the best deal out there. And the Europeans need to hold up their half.
Thank you so very much, Lieutenant Colonel James Carafano, for stepping up and for your service to America and for America. Thank you very much. It's good to have you back on.